Howdy doodle, Christian. Howdy doodle, Torsten. Great to see you both. Hope you're both doing well today. Seven of the Season 1 eDTM underway. Okie doke. 1, 2. Hopefully that's a better level. Just let me know whether the level's okay, guys. Watching. I just need to turn up just a touch. Hopefully that works. It looks like a British, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be British, but it does look like it could compete in the British GT3 Championship. And Adam Ballon and Sandy, I forgot his surname, that drive the Lamborghini for the British GT3. Oh, it's a fortunate save there from Moomin Papa in the Huracan GT3. Howdy doodle, Richie, hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you had a good new year and all that jazz. Langer in P1, and the Aston Martin, Mercedes AMG Group 3 car, very capable car for those in the know. Of course, we're only in practice, but yet to be seen. Howdy doodle, Neil. Happy New Year to you too, my friend. I'm very grateful to say hello to you. Have a good time in the pro lobby, and good luck in your race. Ciao ciao Damo as well. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Being in work, still in work. Hope you had a nice New Year. I did, mate. Yep. Neo fell asleep. Kobe stayed up all night. Yeah, we got to see the fireworks go off down the street, so it was all good. It was all good. Thank you for asking. So we should have some good racing today then, between drivers on track. Of course, we have Langer, that we are currently watching in the Mercedes AMG, and Tyson, of course, a top contender in the eDTM, as he just keeps his car within control. A little bit of aquaplaning there on a very wet Spa. Seems to be a favourite track for many, does Spa. So we'll see whether the racing gods will look after the drivers on track today. And of course, Don in beautiful chrome orange Mercedes AMG. I'm gonna say GT3 car because they are the same as the GT3s. Or are they not? Nevertheless, he makes his way through the penultimate corner and exiting the bus stop down the Spa start-finish straight, hammering those brakes back on, coming up to turn 1 here at Belgium. Also part of the British GT3 Championship. I didn't realise till getting into it last year that they also go to Belgium. Dirk! What is up, my friend? Howdy doodle, hope you're doing well. Howdy doodle, Ian. Looking with a bit of a unlucky moment. Moomin in perhaps for the best voted livery for the eDTM, hosted by Diakobub. And we have Torsten, the god of thunder, making his way up to turn 1 here at Spa in an awesome looking Porsche. That is a really, really beautiful looking Porsche there. Don't know whether I can get a better look. Side on. Not sure I can. Nevertheless, we have Torsten joining us, and Daniel, the Australian, or the Austrian devil rather, not Australian, the Austrian devil, with his hiking goat on the side of his BMW M6 for the Durka eDTM, hosted by Diakobub. And of course we find ourselves on our first ever season, but we are at round 7 today here at a very wet Spa as we continue to watch the Austrian devil make his way up to the bus stop and complete another lap. And of course, Michael joining us today. Him and Diaco, both with the Jägermeister liveries in the 66 and the 6 together, with the number of the beast. Well, we've got Reldnips on intermediates, Diaco on racing softs. Yes, of course, we jump on board with Diaco in the very beautiful sounding M6. That might be a more favourable car here today at a wet Spa, opting for the soft tyres. and celebrating 100 subs. And of course it will be round the corner, so we'll be celebrating 200 subs with this man. In the black and gold. And a little touch of red there. Firm favourite of mine. And still we've got the Jägermeister. We're still giving love to Jägermeister on the side skirts. The lower portion of the bumper. Yeah, but we've still got Michael chasing Diakobub down in his BMW M6 as he makes his way under the Circuit de Spa banner. Yeah, just getting a peep of Michael there in the fluorescent orange Porsche there, and Diaco hard on the brakes, flames spitting out of the Group 3 BMW M6. Of action now with a few cars coming into shot, but nevertheless we will move on. Oh, of course, the legendary TMK 444. Maxi keeping the car very stable there throughout that section of Spa. And the crowd are still out for the eDTM round 7. There's quite an interesting amount of elevation change there as you are coming down that corner. You don't really get that sense when you're going through it. Alrighty. Let's get the Circuit de Spa up. Big old track. Well, definitely a fan favourite, if you will. A very popular track for racers. Currently 4th fastest in the free practice session, but we are moments away from beginning the qualifying session here at Spa for Season 1 Round 7 of the Diakobub eDTM. Of course, getting the first season up and running. It's been an absolute pleasure to be involved and have such an amazing crew of drivers join us. And of course, we tread to some beautiful liveries for all of us watching from wherever we are. And I'm a big fan of D-Max's livery. He's gone for the Hugo Boss. He's gone for some dapper some dapper clothing. Then we've got Tyson in pursuit there as well. Unleashing all of those close to 600 horsepower down the start finish straight here at Spa up to the first corner of La Source, and then letting it thunder down up to the infamous Eau Rouge. Be interesting to see how many victims that will claim today. And of course we've got 10 minutes now, given by the man himself, until we get the qualifying session underway for the eDTM Season 1 Round 7, as we are coming to a close. The Austrian Devil, you can see there with the Austrian Devil hiking the Austrian mountains on his personalized M6 GT3. Langer taking P1 in qualifying, over a second and just over a tenth, a 1.132, just clipping the wall there, taking a little trip to the beach. Still 1.132 ahead of Tyson, who has been seemingly running away from the competition in recent light, so it's going to be interesting to see whether Tyson's going to be put under his paces today, with Langer joining us, of course, from Germany as well. Fanatec. Beautiful sound with the M6 there in that camera shot. Good luck with your stream, Dirk. It's absolutely no problem at all, mate. It's an absolute pleasure. Good luck with your race as well, of course. Liking the gold YouTube symbol as well. Only maybe 3 minutes left to go until we get the qualifying session. Ooh. It's good having the keyboard though. I really am quite impressed with how much elevation change there is there as they make their way through Bruels, a very long downhill, somewhat of a hairpin. Alrighty, qualifying session now underway for the eDTM Season 1, Round 7 here at Spa. And of course we find ourselves on a very wet Spa. And Langer exiting the pits, making his way up to Eau Rouge with a bit of a train in front of him. Now, of course, Spa is one of these tracks as we continue to watch Langer make his way through Kemmel and up to the Kemmel Straight. We have some very long sections here where slipstream can, of course, work to your advantage. So we'll see exactly who gets the best run out of them all. Currently Langer in pursuit of Lucky. Lucky running a little bit wide there on the outlap. That's going to be another outlap perhaps, as he scrubs off that penalty before the next lap. But nevertheless, Langer making his way through the rest of the track up towards campus, exiting Stavelot. And thundering his way up to the left-hander of Blauschmont, which of course in usual circumstances, as he follows Tyson there in the black AMG, and Don also entering the chicane there. Usually you could take Blauschmont flat out, but of course with wet conditions and some of the drivers opting for soft tyres today, which we can actually just check that now. So that's the outlap done. So Langer is on softs. The Austrian Devil on softs. Moomin on softs, and Diako on softs, as they all exit La Source there and make their way up to Eau Rouge. Of course, being very mindful of track limits, especially with these conditions, and of course the soft tyre can still perform in these sort of modern, I suppose, light conditions of rain, but nevertheless there are still a significant lack of grip in these rainy conditions. And heading up to the very long and downhill right-hander of Bruels, and up to the left-hander of Malmedy. Sorry, not Malmedy, the double gouge. Could you see Moomin there in the back of the TV camera shot here at Spa? And drivers will have, of course, completed their outlap and will now beginning to put their lap times down. Ian first to set a time of a 2:27. Tyson with a 2:25.1. Langer with a 2:25.2. Just under a tenth separating them. Lucky with a 2:27. D-Max Don in P4, Lucky in P5, Michael P6, Daniel P7, Diako P3, putting himself in provisional podium qualifying position with just over 14 minutes of qualifying left to go as they exit La Source and thunder their way down to Eau Rouge. Just under a second separating Langer and Diako in the fight for podium position and of course qualifying start position. Drivers will be now beginning to get into the rhythm, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a few changes on the leaderboard. And of course, celebrating the 100 subs, we've opted for the 100 sub livery today for the BMW M6 as Diakobub takes a trip to the seaside and has clearly been watching Tokyo Drift. Alright, Lucky P3. Michael, who we are currently watching, crossing that line, still in P7 with just 12 minutes of a qualifying session left to go as he enters La Source for the next time. Follow me with a 2:26. Putting him in 6th position, now behind Diakobub by 0.467 of a second there. Every time I see it from this view, I'm really surprised at how much elevation change there is just from that run up, exiting Malmedy and up to Bruels there. But we continue to follow the Porsche of Peter from Poland, currently in P6. 0.4 of a second separating himself to P5 of Diakobub in the BMW M6 GT3, making his way up to the right-hander of Campus. Just entering Campus here. And the right-hander of Stavelot, TNT with a new qualifying time with a 2:25, Langer with a 2:24.7, D-Max with a 2:26.9. So Langer now in P1, Tyson P2, and Lucky in P3. Moomin P4, Diako P5, Kaz P6. Follow me in P7 now. But we are still on board as he goes through the final corner there and heads his way up to the start-finish line here at Spa for the eDTM Season 1 Round 7. Still in 7th position, not quite able to capitalise there on his time, also losing a position to Ian, taking 6th away and putting Peter from Poland in 7th place. We could just see Diakobub in pursuit. Whoa there, Terry. Pushing hard in the Mercedes GT3 there, as they both, himself and Tyson, the identical Mercedes, make their way into the Spa sign and into the left-hander of Blauschmont, up to the bus stop. Chicane, hard on the brakes. Was he able to capitalise on slipstream there? Tyson deciding to making his way into the pits. 222.4. Putting himself 0.6 of a second now between himself and Tyson in P2, side by side on the grid here at Spa. We've got just over a qualifying session left to go. Let's see exactly who can do what with the time that we have left. And the Mercedes boys doing their work. Exiting the pits. Not sure whether he had new tyres on, Tyson, or whether he just needed fuel to capitalise on the time left. Nevertheless, P1 occupied by Langer as he makes his way into the Circuit de Spa sign. The elevation changes are ridiculous at Spa. I was shattered after our day there. Wow, we barely covered a quarter of it. Yeah, that's a fair comment. I went to Silverstone and it took forever just to walk a quarter of that as well, so I can imagine Spa's something else. I think that's why people love Spa, because it's a little bit more to remember perhaps. Whereas some of the tracks get a little bit easy to remember over and over. Spa's somewhat of a challenging track. There's always that fear that it can kill you, especially through Eau Rouge. Just under 5 minutes of racing left to go. Langer now deciding to make his way into the pits. Absolutely no fuel left in his Mercedes GT3. I think the Mercedes GT3 is somewhat of a good choice of a car here for Spa, and again, it's a very popular choice for racing drivers, and in particular the GT series, the ACC specifically is. But the Mercedes in there is a very capable car across all the world circuits, including the British GT, that find themselves at Spa. Hope you had a good New Year, Micro. Wow, that's amazing, Richie. 0.6 of a second now separating P1 to P2. Follow me. Now in the pits, 0.963. Like them numbers. Lucky in P4, crossing that line, just over 3 minutes of racing left to go as he makes his way up to the right-hander of La Source. And Moomin finds himself in P5 today as he makes his way down Kemmel, but he does have a half a second penalty. And Diakobub, eDTM creator, finding himself in P6 in the number 6 BMW M6. Rather fitting there for the Prince of Darkness himself, with his 100 sub livery on for round 7 of the eDTM. And Ian in a beautiful looking Aston Martin there. I'm a fan of that cut, fan of this one. Looks like a really nice racing spec, but sort of unique colours there as well, with sort of maybe chrome fluorescent yellow perhaps. Look how much elevation there is there, and there's such a downhill as they blister in speed as they enter Eau Rouge in the Aston Martin, a V12. Can you imagine being in a V12 GT3 exiting La Source, thundering down to Eau Rouge, downhill? Oh, what a roller coaster of a ride that would be. 93 seconds remaining here. Currently 7th place with a gap of 1.9 and an interval of 0.2 of a second between him and P6 of Diakobub. Exhaust popping there as he's hard on the brakes, using the extra braking of the gears into the chicane, crossing that line with a new qualifying time of a 2:25.926, meaning he is 5th position taking Moomin's position and putting him in 6th, and now Diakobub in 7th. We've got Don in P8, and drivers still left to finish the laps. See whether Moomin can capitalize on his time here today. As you can see, he's just pushing there with the rear end of the very capable Huracan. Through Blauschmont up to the chicane. TMKup lies on P6. Not quite, but look at that, under 1/10 of a second separating Dirk and Moomin from P6 to 7. So they're going to be just ahead and behind each other on grid position. Langer in P1, Tyson in P2, Peter from Poland in P3, the absolute legend. With a 2:25.4, half a second behind Tyson, and of course race pace does matter. So we'll see what the boys can do today as we watch Peter from Poland in the Porsche 911 cross that start finish line here for round 7 of the eDTM. Alrighty, qualifying end, and Langer taking P1 side by side with Tyson. Circuit D Spa for round 7 of the eDTM. Do we get a flash from the competitors? Some of them they do, some of them they do, the absolute legends. We've got 12 on track here today. And follow me side by side with Lucky. And we get the green for Season 1, Round 7 of the eDTM. Moomin with an incredible start, going side by side with the 2 Porsches in to the right hand of La Source. We've got 3 wide, Mercedes, Porsche, Aston Martin, as they now all thunder their way down towards Eau Rouge. 30 minutes of racing. Langer in P1, half a second, separating himself to follow me. Peter from Poland taking that position away, and Lucky also now in P3. We've got Ian in P4 going side by side with the Porsche, going down up to the Kemmel straight. Langer most certainly in a great position there. Let's see if we can get a wider shot of the action. My good God, look at this. We've got how many cars? We've got 4 cars going wide. We've got contact between the Lamborghini and the Aston Martin and the Mercedes as they all fight for position. Dirk on the outside of Moomin in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. We've got Porsches, Porsche after Porsche after Porsche pursuit has become to such a long right-hander and down-hander. Thorsten going Tokyo Drift there. Dirk still in pursuit of Moomin, well and truly in pursuit of Tyson, now side by side. All drivers bunched up. My good God, look at this for racing. Dirk has most certainly found his way up through the pack. Ian in P3. Wow, good God, it is all kicking off here. We've got Moomin P6, D-Max P7. Let's see if we can get a different shot. Oh, we're gonna have to back out and back in again. There we go. Diakobub in pursuit of Tyson, P4 in pursuit of Ian, and Ian and Tyson were most certainly battling it out last time. Let's see if Ian can keep his head down for the duration here today, as going a little bit sideways there as he exits the right-hander and makes his way up to the left-hander of Blauschmann. A little bit of a lift there just to make sure he can make it in a racing of softs here at a wet spot for round 7 of the eDTM. Hard on the brakes in pursuit of Tyson, who is in pursuit of Ian. We've got D-Max, we've got Moomin, we've got the Austrian Devil, we've got Michael, we've got Lucky all in pursuit. Dirk having to serve his penalty there, now in 6th position, and D-Max also taking that position away. Maxi making his way up to the right-hander of La Source. And Lucky in the slipstream of Moomin in P7, only a tenth of a second separating them. Is going side by side. Moomin decided to the racing line. He's gone defensive. Lucky getting all of the slipstream we possibly can, going side by side as they make their way up to a very wet right-hand corner here at Spa. Moomin still able to hold off position to Lucky as they exit Malmedy and go up to the right-hander of Bruels. Look at the elevation change here. Down, exiting Bruels, up to the double gouge. And with Michael in pursuit of the Austrian Devil, and Lucky just going a little bit sideways there, going giving position to the Austrian Devil. The M6 taking position of Lucky. Just going a little bit sideways there, trying to keep that car on track, but pushing for position, chasing Moomin down in P7. But unfortunately, this is the thing, you just break that line, you break that 100% mark, and it costs you time. And it's not only costing time, it's costing a position here, as we are not only on lap 2 as we enter the final 25 minutes of racing here. Michael in the slipstream of Lucky, and Daniel, the Austrian Devil, in the number 12 M6 with a best time of 150 there, now in pursuit of Moomin. Getting up to the rear end as they make his way up to the left-hander of Blauschmont. To Moomin, not wanting to cause too much trouble there, but perhaps giving a little bit of a run to the Porsche. He's gone for the inside line, hard on the brakes and able to make it happen. What an incredible move there. Well and truly took the position, showed his car well and truly in advance. He got it stopped in time. Incredible effort there by Lucky in the Porsche. And Mercedes and Porsche now in pursuit. Through Eau Rouge they go. Follow me in P2. 0.2, so 3 seconds separating himself to P1. Interestingly, 5 seconds separating himself to himself and Tyson there as he goes a little bit airborne there. Tyson in P3, and still in hot pursuit is Ian. Don in P5, Diakobub waking his way back through the pack as per usual. And then we have Lucky, followed by Dynamite, followed by Moomin, followed by Michael. And Maxi absolutely sending it there. But look how close this racing is. All these drivers are within a slipstream range as Michael in the number 66 fluorescent orange Jägermeister Porsche there chases Moomin down, and now in P9, and Daniel in P8. In the slipstream of Lucky and chasing him down. Moomin going a little bit wide there as well. Oh, that's going to cost him time. Moomin able to keep it on track. Michael able to keep it on track. That'll be interesting to see. 0.2 seconds. 0.2 of a second he has to concede there, and Don, not sure what's happened there. Just a little bit too much on the exit there for the number 9 Mercedes. Very, very difficult conditions here nevertheless, but that's a tough one there for Don, now in 10th position. But from what I have seen before, he'll most certainly get his head down and work his way back through the pack. That's most certainly something we see from Diakobub, and we're on the eDTM series. But nevertheless, Michael in P9, Daniel P8, the Austrian Devil in the BMW M6, still in pursuit of Moomin, just within slipstream range and just losing it now actually as they exit Bruels. Moomin P7, Lucky P8. Dynamite Daniel, the Austrian Devil in the BMW M6. Not quite able to get that slipstream back. Diakobub in P5, 2 seconds separating himself to Lucky, and Lucky with a pretty good run out there in the Porsche, but of course the M6 will of course have the advantage towards the end of the run. If he gets a good run out here up to Rouge, he could just pull away from Lucky, but Lucky with another incredible run out of La Source and up to Rouge. Oh, Moomin in cool. With an incredible save there. Just losing the back end, but also able to hang on to the GT3 Hurricane, such a weapon, very easy to do, especially in the wet here. And of course we are on racing softs, and we're coming up to the halfway mark where the softs are going to want to be thinking about being changed in the next lap or two. It's going to be interesting to see who decides to do what here, but Langer well and truly leaving everyone, 7 seconds now separating himself to Peter from Poland as he makes his way through the chicane and now into the pits. So Peter first to enter the pits, and Ian also entering the pits. Dirk entering the pits. Okie doke, so we've got the Porsche entering the pits, 10 litres of fuel. We've got brand new racing fire softs and fuel. We've got 10 litres of fuel, just under 17 minutes of racing left to go. 5 laps in. Langer with the fastest lap of 2:24.56, and the Porsche is a go with 91 litres of fuel. So we've got 81 litres of fuel in there, and it is a go there for Peter from Poland, now in P6. But of course the drivers in front do need to pit, and Ian now also exiting the pits in provisional P7th. Diako also in P8. Moomin P9, and Daniel the Austrian Devil in P11. 8 seconds now separating P1 to P2 of Tyson. Just under 16 minutes of racing left to go. Both drivers having to pit, so we'll see what they do there as they make their way up to the left-hander of Blauschmont. That's a pit stop for Tyson and a pit stop for Langer. Michael still out. I'm not sure whether he's been in the pits. I don't remember necessarily seeing that. We've got D-Max, Don in P4. So we've got Michael going into the pits and Don making his way into the pits. Maxi in the pits, Tyson in the pits. Langer now leaving. Thundering his way down up to a Rouge. 8.3 seconds separating them. Between himself and Tyson. We've got 9 seconds separating P2 to P3. As Tyson makes his way through a Rouge. Peter from Poland. Up and through Eau Rouge, and Ian in the Aston Martin. Dirk in P5. Moomin, Lucky, Don, and Michael. Followed by Daniel finding his way in P10. beautiful sound of Porsche there, and an incredible livery there in the Porsche 911 GT3R, driven by Torsten. 3 seconds separating Daniel to Michael, 4 seconds separating Michael to Don, 3 seconds separating Don to Lucky, and just a second separating Lucky to Moomin as they make their way through Spa with just over 12 minutes of racing left to go, and now in slipstream range as the Porsche continues to attack and hunt down the Huracan GT3 of Moomin. Still in pursuit of the Huracan. Moomin looking like he's running a little bit wide there. All drivers making their way through Eau Rouge, and Lucky still putting the pressure on the Lamborghini GT3 Huracan 5.2 litre V10, and that and the Audi, one of the only V10s really in the GT3 series. Moomin doing an incredible job of holding off Lucky, and of course Ian in P5, still in pursuit of Dirk, finding his way in P4 there. Hard on the brakes up to the chicane, running a little bit wide there, allowing Dirk to get a quicker getaway through the exit of the chicane. Beautiful looking livery there. Beautiful looking shot as well, isn't it? Such a beautiful time of day, and it's so nice to see them drive in these conditions. And all drivers doing an incredible job here today for round 7 of the eDTM, able to hold on to their cars in such wet conditions. Of course, we have Diako in P4. Follow Me now in P3. 2 seconds separating Lucky to Moomin, but Don now only 1.5 seconds separating himself to Lucky. Ian doing a great job, able to hold on to P5 there. Moomin able to work back up to P6, I think originally in P9. Dirk, was he P9, P10, D-Max P10 originally. So some of the drivers be able to work back up through the packs as we watch Lucky there make his way through Blauschmont, followed by Don as they make their way up to the heavy braking section of the chicane with just under 7 minutes of racing left to go. Interesting to see whether any drivers can pip anyone or anyone's going to make any big mistakes here. It's a wet Spa. Whether a Rouge will claim a victim to anyone today, that is yet to see. But Ian doing a great job holding on to Dirky Dirk. Dirk going a little bit sideways there. A very wet Spa, running a little bit wide there. Tyres just going over the white lines there. Interesting to see whether he's been stung with a penalty. Doesn't seem as though he has, with just over 5 minutes of racing left to go. 10 laps complete here at Spa. We've got a little bit of a fight going on between Diakobub and Ian. Ian now finding his way back into the slipstream range. Can he hold on to slipstream and put up the fight between the Aston Martin Vantage V12 in pursuit of the BMW M6 GT3? See both of the exhausts spitting out flames there. There's a 600 horsepower coming under extreme compression there as they are hard on the brakes, utilizing the engine braking there as well. Ian still in pursuit of Dirk. Can Dirk hold on to P4 and Follow Me 3 seconds ahead of Dirk? And Langda with a beautiful drive here today. board with the race leader making his way up to nearly 12 seconds now. Maximising the track. Hard on the brakes. Maybe not so hard there. Nevertheless, make sure he's got the car stopped, not really pushing it to its limits, just make sure it's always stable. And crossing that start-finish line with just over 2 minutes of racing left to go. Up to a rude short, shifting into 6th, making sure that car is stable. Down into 5th. Now 9.7 separating himself to Tyson. Peter from Poland letting that GT3R Porsche engine rip. Just over a minute worth of racing left to go. 2.7 separating Peter from Poland. To Diakobub in P4. In P5 from the 26 Aston Martin. Moomin P6. Lucky in P7, Don P8, Michael P9, and Daniel P10. Follow me, 2 seconds ahead of Diaco in P4 and 2 seconds separating himself between P5 of Ian in the Aston Martin as they continue to make their way through. Probably the final lap or even 1 lap to go is I'm not necessarily too sure, but P1 is coming up to the chicane. Tyson now 4 seconds separating himself to P1, 3 seconds separating himself to P1. And 0.7 of a second separating himself to Tyson to take that win. Tyson P2 and P from Poland in P3 in the Porsche making his way through the chicane. We've got Dirk in the M6 followed by Ian, but Peter from Poland taking bronze today. Diakobub in 4th position. Ian in 5th. Moomin taking 6th position today for round 7 of the eDTM. Lucky P7, Don P8, Michael P9, and Daniel P10, and Maxi P11. Relnips in the Audi P12. Up to the chicane. And crossing that start-finish line. Bringing an end to the round 7 of the eDTM here at Spa. And a big congratulations to Langer. Not sure if he's running out of fuel there or whether he's just having a little bit of fun. But yeah, I think 10-second lead down to a 0.736, I believe it was. But nevertheless, big congratulations to him and well done to Tyson. And follow me as well, taking P2 and 3. there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Langer with P1, 0.7 tenths of a second separating Tyson and Langer there. P from Poland with a podium P3, and Dirk taking TMK today. And Ian putting the pressure on Dirk with P5, Moomin with a P6, Lucky P7, Dom P8, Michael P9, Daniel P10, Torsten P11, and Relnips P12. So there you have it, boys and girls. That's going to be it from me. I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you to everyone that's watching. Thank you to everyone that smashed that like button. It does help. And yes, we most certainly look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks again. Take care of yourselves. Hope everyone's had a great new year. And I look forward to seeing many of you on track for 2022. Ciao, ciao, folks. Ciao, ciao.